I saved my pilot husband's flight as an air traffic controller. He thanked me by telling everyone I tried to kill him, my husband. A pilot called in for aerial assistance, me, an air traffic controller blasting music through my meter dits. Last time when his plane malfunctioned, I walked him through every single diagnostic, coordinated everything like a damn pro. He and his passengers made it down safely. But when eyes ran to meet my husband at the gate, he had the nerve to rip into me. Why'd you feed me bad instructions? You almost killed 200 souls, he screamed. Seeing the crowd turn ugly, his co-pilot and my supposed best friend jumped in to implied help. Hey, let's not get too carried away here, guys, she said. I saved everyone on that plane, and that unhinged mob trampled me to death. I snapped awake back to the day of their flight. Starlight 3213, you are cleared for takeoff. I sat in the tower cold as ice, giving my husband Hank the go-ahead. His voice raspy as hell came through the radio. No smooth skies today, baby, he asked. Every damn time Hank took off, I'd give him the whole safe flight. Spiel, half prayer, half nagging. I choked down the bile and hatred. Smooth skies, Hank, I forced out as an air traffic controller at Cityville Airport. My job is dead simple. Bring those birds in safe. Get those folks home. Last time, Hank barely got off the ground before he called in a mayday. My heart leaped into my throat. I helped him troubleshoot, watched the weather like a hawk, and kept the airspace clear. He turned back, landed that plane in one piece, 200 plus people, safe and sound. I red-eyed mess ran to the arrival gate to greet him, and there was Hank and Susie Sunshine practically being carried on the shoulders of grateful passengers. Thank God for Captain Hank and First Officer Susie. Without their cool heads and skills, we'd all be toast, they said. Seeing my husband and so-called best friend soaking up the praise should have made me proud, but as I went over to him, Hank flinched away from my hug and slapped me so hard my ears rang. Weather was dodgy and you didn't give us real-time updates. Fine, Hank spat, jabbing a finger in my face. But why the hell did you feed me wrong instructions? Do you have any idea that you almost wiped out our entire flight? Hearing him lay out my crimes in front of everyone, I felt like I'd been struck by lightning. Hank, what are you talking about? I asked, barely a whisper. I did my job in that tower. I did everything right. You only made it back because of my emergency assistance. Susie, Miss Do-Gooder, cut me off, all teary-eyed. Rain, honey. I know your family's going bankrupt, but you can't off your own husband for the insurance money, Bert. Not with all those innocent people on board. Those words dropped like a bomb. The same passengers who had been singing his and Susie's praises and depending on them for life were now on Hank and Susie's side. They didn't want to hear a word I had to say. Although an eye for an eye doesn't make the world blind, we can let this go unpunished, Susie said, pouring gasoline on the fire. Hank stood there silent, watching as those people tore at me. They beat their savior to death. I snapped back to reality, my body shaking. Hank's plane, just like before, had a problem 15 minutes after takeoff. Cityville, Starlight, 3213, instrument panel warning lights all over the place, he said, his voice was laced with panic. I pulled off my headset, slapped on my otters, and cranked up the music. 40 minutes later, on the radar, I watched Starlight 3213, just like last time, turn back and land safely on the Cityville runway. This time I went straight to the tarmac to meet him. Hank saw me turned into a raging bull and stormed over Rain. What the hell is your job as an air traffic controller? I said slowly, evenly. Respect life and duty, bring every flight home. Then why the hell did you lie about the weather and give me crap landing instructions? Hank grabbed my wrist and shoved me hard to the ground. He turned to his crew and passengers and pointed at me. She lied about the weather, caused the malfunction. Then she gave me the wrong instructions and I had to risk everyone's lives to retake off. The passengers, initially grateful, were now rabid. Don't they make you pass a test for that job? How could she screw up so badly? One of them asked. She probably got the job because of who she knows, not what she knows. This happens too often these days, said another. We need to file a complaint with the airport management and get rid of this menace to society, said someone from the back. I looked at the angry faces and locked eyes with Hank.